Friday, February 27th, 2026. I'm in Norwich, Connecticut right now. And it's 4:45 p.m. Sunset is 5:36 p.m. So I'm going to do a drive, and I like these evening drives. I've been doing a couple of these lately. I like the lighting. I'm on Tanglewood Drive right now. This is a neighborhood off of Plain Hill Road. And everybody had to dig out of these snowstorms we had, so things look pretty good up here. This snow is melting rapidly, very rapidly. I don't think we're going to have any problems with ice dams. It's just 40-something degrees and the angle of the sun, and also the forecast next week. We're talking about 4 or 5 days in a row of 50-degree plus. I saw one long-term forecast. I had one day. This obviously could change, but it was 67 degrees. Next, I don't know, Sunday. It's a very long range. Obviously, hard to predict, but still, light at the end of the tunnel. Speaking of tunnels, I feel like I'm in a tunnel. I drive these, the snowbanks are, 3.5 feet probably to the left and to the right. That's pretty cool. See, now there's a fire hydrant that's dug out right there. That's what's been going on all over the place. I saw fire trucks and emergency personnel digging these fire hydrants out immediately after the blizzard, and that was a ton of work. All this stuff was freshly buried and under giant mounds that the city plow and all this stuff. So it was a tremendously, labor-intensive job to dig those things out. And one of them was like right down here. There it is to the left. I can see it. They were digging that thing out right there to the left. That's crucial. Wow, here comes one of those Tesla Cyber trucks. I've seen, it could be the same person. I saw one down in one of the shopping centers in Norwich. I'll just cover some different roads today. Whatever. I'm just random. I'm driving around just because the lighting is cool. If I can ever get out of this. This is a rough spot to get out of. People sit here for what seems like an eternity. I'm looking to my left. You can't see it, but there is a line of cars. There is a line of cars. Look at this line of cars endlessly coming off the highway. It's like, I know right on red and all that stuff. Let's cruise into this bowling alley situation. Yeah, let's point. There it is. Dunkin'. Dunkin' Donuts right there. That's where the Grange was. I did a whole series of videos on the Grange, which are, on the channel as we speak. But it's gone. And it's being replaced with a Dunkin'. I mean, that's kind of pathetic. I mean, it's, you know, it's certainly Dunkin' Donuts Corporation right to do, you know, purchase the building and knock it down and put up a new building. But I mean, you're losing an early 1800s, you know, one-of-a-kind structure and replacing it with a cookie-cutter, meaningless architectural, you know, building that no one cares about. It's like, oh wow, I can get Dunkin' Donuts instead of me being able to get it in 17 different places, now I can get it in 18 different places. I mean, that Grange is irreplaceable. It's gone forever, I know, but it's irreplaceable. Wasn't taken down by fire. It wasn't taken down by, you know, accident of nature or anything. It was taken down by a big giant corporation that's trying to squeeze every nickel out of the coffee market in Norwich. It's just, it's just not my thing. All right, let's cruise down Atrabando Avenue. I think I'm going to work my way over to the west side and cover some of that territory. But yeah, look at the roof. See to the left over there? Beautiful. Stuff's melting off super fast. The ice dam problem, I was a little worried about it, but that would only be a factor if we got into a real serious cold snap, you know, right after that blizzard, but it didn't happen, so it kind of warmed up just enough. I mean, it's not like a heat wave, but it's just enough to accelerate the melting, so that's a big positive right there. That's definitely a major worry that a lot of people had that is essentially off the books right now. So, and it's, you know, we're heading into March. Things are going to get better and better. But yeah, it's almost 5 o'clock. The lighting is really excellent. Again, I'm doing this drive because of the cool lighting and the fact that I got time to kill. It's the end of February. I may as well get as many videos in as humanly possible. After this storm, record all the footage I can possibly lay my hands on. New London Turnpike. That's where we are right now. And let's see, if I go over to the west side, I mean, I can drive around a little bit. This is one of these drives where I'm not 100% sure where I'm going. I mean, it's going to be local in Norwich because it's going to get dark. So if I try to go to New London and do that, I would have had to leave at least an hour ago. And I couldn't do that, so let's grab some beautiful lighting. Like, look, see the light, how it's falling from right to left on that hill. It's just, this is the time of day right now. You get this side lighting. In certain circumstances in the summer, I don't like it because the shadows are too aggressive and it kind of messes up the video for my personal taste. But I discovered this year that in the winter, that side lighting, visually can be really, very attractive. It just makes the video look so much better. I mean, I don't have a lot of control with, it's all about the car. I mean, if I wanted to point in a certain direction, I mean, right now I'm going south. When I turn left here, I mean, I'll be going, let me take a look. Okay, so now I'm going east. Now, if I wanted to go southeast, I can't. I mean, I would be driving through people's properties and things like that. But in general, I'm on Newton Street, by the way. But in general, the lighting right now for photography, videography is phenomenal. So people have had several days to dig their cars out, and they've done it. See, there's a house there to the right with a little bit of snow on the roof, but it's not enough to, you don't have to worry about an ice dam. There may be icicles, and there could be a small ice dam there, but there's not enough above it to have the water back up and cause a problem. So I'm going to take a right onto Asylum Street. And I got to be careful looking around these corners. Okay. So now we're on Asylum Street. I'm going to do a little bit of cruising around on the west side. Well, boy, we're going to appreciate our spring and summer much more this year after all that snow. You want to see something really wild? Go on YouTube, Instagram, whatever, social media, and take a look at video, personal videos coming out of Rhode Island post blizzard 2026. I mean, there's a couple towns up there, they got 41 inches of snow, and the roads were, I mean, cars were buried. One guy put his, windshield wipers up and all this stuff, and all you could see was the tip of the windshield wiper. I mean, it's just, and entire roads with 3.5, 4 feet of snow. Well, 41 inches, what's that? I mean, 3.5 plus inches of snow. Completely and utterly covered. Days went by and have gone by without that road being cleared. So, I mean, if somebody had a heart attack, if somebody was pregnant, a woman was on the, going to give birth. I mean, how are you going to get an ambulance? How are you going to get out? How are you going to drive the person to the hospital to have the child? If somebody has a heart attack, I mean, medical emergency, a burst appendix, anything at all, any medical situation at all that would require an ambulance, or somebody's smoke detector, there's a fire, how are you going to get I don't know. I mean, how do you get fire emergency services and all this through three and a half, 41 inches of snow. How is that done? They may have snowmobiles and things, or I don't know what, I have no idea. This is Mechanic Street right now. I think I'm going to take a left onto Mopsic if I'm not mistaken. And you got to be real, real, real careful. When I say careful, I mean I can't really see anything because of these gigantic mounds of snow. So this is, if I took a right, that would be Summit Street. Okay, yeah, this is Mopsic. I'm going to go to the insurance company very briefly here just for a view because the light is shining in the direction of the city. I mean, it's not going to be the great, it's a wide-angle lens, but it'll give you kind of a panoramic view. Wow, there's a lot of people parked down here on the street. I've never seen that before. I wonder what the reason for that is. That's unusual. But this is the, I gotta cruise very, very carefully around these banks. But let me go up top, and when I turn around, we'll have the sun on our back, and that might be a cool view, with all the white snow. And well, hold it. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I don't know if I can see over these. I might have to get down a level. Yeah, I'm gonna get down one level. I can't. Maybe you can see over there. Off in the distance there, that's, well, to the left. To the right would be the city, down city, but I'm gonna get down one level. This normally would be pretty cool, but the snowbank to my right is blocking. I want to do walking around videos and stuff and show people different things, but just the part about walking is not that easy because there's too much snow. All right, here we go. This is a look at, let me pull up as close as I can without hitting this thing. It's probably not level. I'm on kind of a bank here. Directly straight in front of us is down city. You get the Flatiron Building, Main Street, Water Street. I can see the Mohegan Hotel from here, Shannon Building. Laurel Hill to the right, kind of in the foreground is the marina. You can't really see that too good. But there's a look at that. I might be able to, I don't know, that might be as good as it gets right there for, let me take a look. There's trees, there's certain things that are blocking, shrubs or whatever. Maybe I can slide in here. Yeah, this ain't bad. I can get up here as far as I can without hitting anything. So there you go, right there. That's the city, the Thames Plaza and a lot of the beautiful churches and buildings, and it goes way up to, on the left would be Cedar Street way up there, and Church Street is over there. But that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. So let me find my way out of this big insurance company parking lot. You can get another shot of the city there if I go slow enough. Again, directly ahead, Laurel Hill, way up on that big hill straight ahead. Let me catch the name of this company if I can. I don't know, the sign might be buried. I don't see a sign. I assume it's under that snow somewhere, so I'm not going to worry about it. This is High Street right now. I guess I could go down Summit. Why not? Let's cruise up Summit Street. On the left, I've always liked that house right there, that brick and that little blue, number 60 Summit Street. That's really cool. There's a lot of really nice houses. You know, really historic properties all over Norwich. Mountain Avenue to the left. I think that's a one-way. Yeah, that's a short little, it's not one way, but it's just a short street that ends, a dead end. It doesn't say dead end, but it's a dead end. Bliss Avenue to the right. It's a little tight in here. You got a big dump truck in front of me, and he's kind of squeezing by this car. Oh boy, here comes a school bus. That'll be interesting. A school bus and a big dump truck on Summit Street. Who's gonna? Well, the bus pulled over, so that's good. That could be that could save the day here. Yep. Very good. Very, very good. All right, Spring Garden now. That's my kind of guy right there. No signal, right through the stop sign. Now you're talking. All right, Summit Street all the way to the... I'm joking. I mean, I believe everybody should follow all the rules. It looks like I'm rolling through stop signs all the time. I know I've heard it a million times. And in some cases I do. But the camera with a wide-angle lens can be very tricky. Let's see, Gear Avenue. Only temporarily. That's Gear. Woodmansea Avenue. I'm not going to cover this whole area because I have limited time with the impending sunset that is going to be coming our way. But, we'll grab some. That was Woodmansea Avenue. This is a really cool neighborhood. A lot of really nice houses, older homes. Spring Garden Avenue, that's the name of this one. They don't make them like they used to, that's for sure. All right, I'm going to temporarily, quickly jump out on West Thames. Whew, wow, boy, this is brutal. All right, I can see. I can make it. I haven't been up Dunham since this blizzard kicked in, but let's do that. Engine number 6 pizza. See, this guy's backing up. He can't see. It's very difficult. Very, very difficult. And it's going to be that way for a while. The melting will, it's, again, it's accelerating. So that's, in the long run, it's going to work its way. It's going to work its magic, and just all this stuff's going to disappear. So this is Dunham Street. And we're unencumbered. So I would hazard a guess that every single street in Norwich, post blizzard and all that, has been beautifully and perfectly cleared. All right, let's take a right and go up Elizabeth Street. You know, one place I should check is Mohegan Park. I want to see if those parking lots, I checked it yesterday, but the parking lots were not plowed yet. I mean, it's not priority. Priority is, you know, all the roads and everything. It's absolutely critical. St. Peter and Paul's parking lot is partially plowed. St. Peter and Paul's to the left, that church right there. And what else do we... Oh, yeah, we got what used to be Elizabeth Street School and is now an apartment building. Let me pull up here. Can I do that, or is this a big mistake? Well, there's Elizabeth Street Apartments, or, you know, the former school. And we'll get back on Elizabeth Street. We're going to head over to... God, I'm telling you, these snowbanks, man, oh man, oof. It's just like literally impossible to see where I'm going. I mean, it's definitely the danger factor is high. I'll take a right out of Mount Pleasant Street. Let this bus go. Well, we're turning here. Let me back up. This is what you got to do under the circumstances here. You do some backing up and helping the other folks out, definitely in school buses. They can't make those wide turns. Things are real narrow now for those bus drivers. I'm on Mount Pleasant. This is going to take us down to... what is that? Spring Street. Yeah, okay. If I take a left, it puts me on Spring Street. This is all west side of Norwich, Connecticut. There's athletic fields down here. I think they have basketball, tennis courts, you know, like a outdoor gazebo and, you know, slide and all that stuff for kids. Man, oh man, oof. I can't see a darn thing to my right. I'll take a left, but I mean, I gotta wait for complete clearance. All right, nope. See lights, okay. That's one thing that helps me a little bit. The light that's thrown from headlights, I can pick that up on the street. All right, wait a minute. This is High Street too? This says High Street. Oh yeah, I guess it is. If I followed it. But I'm not going to follow. I was already up there. Okay. Now I know where I am. Take a left onto North High Street. I'll go to Mohegan Park. I just want to check on those. I'll approach Mohegan Park from a different area. Keep things interesting. I want to check those parking lots. Because once Mohegan Park is cleared off and you can park there, even in one of the lots, and if they clear the path around Spalding Pond where people like to walk, I can resume my evening walk safely at Mohegan Park. I kind of hope that's the case. I mean, if they didn't get to it today, I'm sure they will very soon. All right, let's see here. Well, boy, talk about luck. I actually got a shot at making this light. Unbelievable. That's just sheer luck right there. You know, the way the sun is shining, I kind of want to go in the opposite direction. I'm going to turn around. I'm going to turn around. This is, I don't want to miss this. Wow, somebody actually plowed out part of Christ Episcopal Church, and it's not even open. This church is closed down, but maybe they just, you know what they did? They dumped snow here. So, okay, that makes sense. Somebody's dumping snow, you know, the city or whatever, massive amounts of snow. But I'm going to head into the city. I'll approach Mohegan Park from a different direction. Just I want to grab this lighting. Good lighting is everything. Look at this green light. I mean, phew, I'm firing on all cylinders here. This is incredible. So there's the Flatiron building. Somebody just bought that. Right there. That thing's been for sale, sitting vacant for decades. Not years. Decades. And somebody bought it. Very exciting. All right, let's see now. I gotta get over to Mohegan Park. And we're just going to take a break here on Chelsea Harbor Drive, 5:17 p.m. So 5:36 is the sun setting, but again, we get better lighting the closer you get to sunset. The hour before sunset and the hour before sun up is a good place for a good time for photographers to, you know, get in position and ready for beautiful pictures to be taken. Priority goes to the pedestrian crossing 100% of the time, in my book. As we are approaching the rotary, or as some people like to call it, the roundabout. That was Main Street. I am now on Franklin Street. And I'm going to head right up to Mohegan Park. And check things out. Check out the parking lot. People are being cautious because there's not a lot of room to maneuver. And I appreciate that very much. All right, this person is turning towards me, I believe, yeah. So we'll let him go. That's good. And we'll maneuver our way up here. Okay, Delia's Bakery and Grinder Shop to the left. They're open. Most people say they're the best grinder in Norwich. I mean, I haven't had one in a while, but I'm not going to take a position on it. But my understanding is you can't beat Delia's grinders. Franklin Street has now morphed into McKinley Avenue. And that's where we find ourselves right now. McKinley Avenue. See, now Spalding Street, if I want to take a right, that's a one-way. It's a do not enter, one-way street. Now Warren, I can go up Warren. So let's go up Warren. This is one way. Nobody can come in the opposite direction. Now there's cars parked on both sides of the street. So during the really the day when the blizzard stopped and the day people kind of ventured out of their houses and looked at their cars parked on the street, that had to be pretty shocking. A lot of nice houses around here. Big mansions, Victorian era and other, important architectural eras that, like, straight ahead. Well, let me see if I can slow down. See to the right there. I love that house. That thing is incredible. Right there was Broad Street School. I think that's either condos or apartments now. Other big, beautiful houses on Broad Street. But again, I want to check that parking lot out. At Mohegan Park. That's very important. So this is McKinley Avenue. I'm going to take a right onto Rockwell Street. Straight in front of us, right there. Sheltering Arms. Beautiful building. Right there. I believe it's care for the elderly that live there. I believe it is probably assisted living, and I don't know what level of care, but people, they live there. So this is Rockwell. So we're going to take a left where the Rose Garden is. And the name of this street is what? Judd Road. Right here. So we're entering the Mohegan Park area. Can't pull in to give you a look at the Rose Garden, but because it's not plowed, it has no reason to be plowed. We got the giant water tower and a basketball court. Nobody's playing basketball. All right, so this little parking lot right there to my right is not plowed. So I don't know. Maybe they haven't gotten to Mohegan Park parking lots yet. It's not a top priority as we go through this forest area, densely populated with pine trees. Judd Road. Okay, I'm going to take a left out of Mohegan Park Road. And we have that treacherous turn right here. And you always get your fingers crossed nobody's coming in the opposite direction. Ooh, there is, but they're up a ways. Hope this guy's paying attention. Man, he's going around that corner back there way too fast. I mean, if he might not know the area, but if there's somebody coming in the opposite direction, he's going to have himself a big problem. let's see. The parking lot's straight ahead. I'll know real quick whether it's plowed or not. And I will not be venturing up there. I don't think so, so I'm going to turn around. This is a private road. I'm not supposed to be here, but I don't have a choice. I'll turn around in somebody's driveway. Or right here is a big area I can turn around. Actually, it's pretty cool. You know, look up that trail right there. That leads to Mohegan Park. Just beyond that is Spalding Pond. Just beyond that hill over there in front of us. Alright, so I'm going to take a ride around the other side of the park to just get a glimpse to see if they... There's two other huge parking lots. I mean, that is one thing, you know, I've never really thought about it. Mohegan Park has three massive parking lots. This one here, another one near kind of the dog pound area, and another one behind near the beach at Spalding Pond. So it can accommodate a lot of people. It's a very popular park, but I don't ever recall seeing the parking lot, any of those parking lots, to capacity. And it's 5:26 p.m., so that sun is rapidly descending. Okay, this beautiful section right here, one of my favorite areas in the park. Just driving through, it's fun. Wow, somebody threw a mattress. Very uncool. Somebody threw a mattress back there, just right off into the snow. Okay, so here we go. To the right, the parking lot yesterday was not plowed out, and today it is. So they're getting to this is all the fine tuning and everything. So if somebody wants to come to Mohegan Park, I don't know if I would want to approach it. I mean, personally myself, because there's a very steep hill that goes into the park from this parking lot. I mean, it goes straight down. I'm pretty much guaranteed, I'm pretty sure that the powers that be would have, you know, used little plows and snow blowers or whatever to get rid of the snow leading down into the park, and probably sanded and salted and did whatever they had to do. But that would not be my preferred thing to try right now in case it ices over. I'm going to check the one in the back. As a matter of fact, let me see if this paths. Wow, I think they cleared off the path. They did. They cleared the walking paths off. So if you can get down here now, you can resume your... They have a walking trail that's super popular. There it is. They went over it. All right, that's big. That's what I wanted to check on. So I can resume my Mohegan Park walking exercise routine. And if the parking lot in the back is all set, man, we really got it made. This is good news. This is what we call really, really good news. The park is open for business. I mean, I saw some guy, I thought he was cross-country skiing the other day, but when I looked at the video, he was actually snowshoeing. Wow, there's people walking around already. That thing was just plowed today, too. Good. But there's another parking lot down here. I'll be able to find out real soon, real quick, if it's cleared. If it isn't, then obviously I'm not going to get down there. Nope, it's not. Unless they did the front section of it. Let me take a look. No, so the only parking lot we have available to us at Mohegan Park right now is the one up top there. So I'm going to have to assume they really sanded and... See, normally you would drive down here. Let me take a look. Yeah, they just... I think they'll be hitting that thing. That could be done tomorrow. I mean, it's Friday. I don't see why the city wouldn't hit that tomorrow. They've actually cleared out a few little spots on this road right here, because I know kids, parents were bringing kids on the swings and all this. But it's definitely walkable. That was cleared today, so that's great. And you know something? If you do want to come up here and walk around for your exercise again, and I see people, the same people all the time walking that. You're going to have the whole place to yourself. I mean, there's going to be a handful of people. So if you're into, you know, kind of solitude and walking around a nice Spalding Pond with the Mohegan Park, beautiful wooded areas around and everything, the scenic, dead quiet down there with bird activity and, you know, wild animals in nature. Nothing crazy. I mean, you get squirrels, rabbits, woodchucks, and, you know, deer. You see the occasional deer running through there. This is part of Ox Hill Road. .5:32, sunsets in 4 minutes, but that's fine. The lighting will still be okay. I think I'll take a ride down Hunter's Road. That's one of the roads I haven't covered yet. See that beautiful... I don't know if the camera... This camera probably won't do it justice, but there's a beautiful orange sky directly ahead on the lower portion of the horizon up there. But man, oh man, I've been cranking out the videos lately. I'm going out almost every day since this blizzard hit. That house directly in front of us is being built. I don't know if you can see the Tyvek or whatever on the, you know, the siding. But, you know, that snowstorm really kind of hampered a lot of the building activity that's been going on in Connecticut and definitely Rhode Island. I mean, it's a lot of projects that have been just totally shut down until you know, the roads and everything is cleared and safe. And so this is Harlan Road. I'm going to cruise down to Hunter's Road, which is not far, maybe a half a mile up the road. we got that beautiful sky right now. Again, is the camera doing it justice? I don't know. Right on red. Connecticut, you can turn right on red if the situation warrants and it's safe to do so. Not all the time. Sometimes there's signs that say no, right on red. Simple. So this is Hunter's Road. This will lead us down. This could be, technically I could be in Taffhill right now. Nice barn there, red barn on the right. I probably am in Taffhill. I'm not sure. We're right on the edge. If we're not, we're right on the edge of Taffhill. Okay, that person, Manicore Avenue. Okay, yep. So this has got to be Taffhill. This is definitely, I mean, Manicore and all that, yeah. This is a little farm right here. This little to the left, this little strip to the right, too. There's horses over there. Horse barns. I don't know if they still have chickens or whatever. They used to. La Stella Bakery right in front of us. I got to decide, do I want to go left or right? I'll go right. That might be crazy, but I have no turn on red here. There's a sign to my right. But it's 2 minutes after the sun set 2 minutes ago. So let's see. I got to work my way back to Norwich town. Let's see how this plays out. I mean, there's enough light, I can tell right now. There's enough light for me to fly this camera. And I say fly the camera. Well, the camera's on the exterior of the car, exposed to the elements, and it's locked into position. And as I drive, the camera is essentially flying through the air, hovering, I don't know, 4 feet above, the road or whatever. And that's how I'm capturing, and that's how I have been capturing video. On all these drives that I do, it's pretty simple. Wow. Big line of traffic dead ahead. I don't know what's going down up there. Let's scope it out. This is not normally a congested area. Possible road work or I don't know. Well, I don't see anything down there indicating an accident or road work or anything like that, so. This is Boswell Avenue, former Wonder Bar to the left. Vacatura's, the original Vacatura's, still there to the left. Every second counts. Let's hit Boswell Avenue. We got a little light. Let's roll with it. I'm heading back to Plain Hill, the Plain Hill Road area in the Norwich town section of Norwich, Connecticut. Let's see if we can make it without the camera reaching its limitations on video recording. Once that light dips below a certain level, it's game over. Construction ahead. Yeah, there's temporary stop signs. They won't be here forever, but with the construction of the Greenville Elementary School, it's way to the left. You can't see it. Let me look over there. Yeah, they cleared land. They're actually building the structure. Again, more construction construction activity hampered by, massive amounts of snow falling. And Boswell's a little tight in certain areas, obviously, because, I gotta say, it looks real good. Compared to, like, the day after the blizzard, things were passable, but, the city did a lot of tweaking and, fine-tuning and all this. So things look dramatically better right now, but, the day after the blizzard, they were working full force, full steam to get things cleared up. And they did a spectacular job, as they always do. We take them for granted. It's like the postal service. You get your mail, you never even think about it. It's going to be there. I'll work my way all the way down Boswell. It's getting dark. I'm getting, we're starting to push the envelope on this ride as far as the darkness is concerned, but we still have enough. $5:43 p.m. So yeah, I don't know what the cutoff is, but it's not far from. It's not too many minutes from now. I may have 5 to 7 minutes left where things rapidly, all of a sudden it'll just like drop off a cliff and the video will look terrible. As I crane my neck around the side here. Okay, let's. Well, there's some cool city lights. I guess I could grab that. Those decorative lights up above, they're real nice. But I gotta take the quick way out of here. And that's taking a right. I gotta see if I can swing this. Or I can actually make it back. Oh, that's kind of a nice evening view of the City Hall building right there on the right-hand side. Right there. All right, so we're on Broadway. I'm going to shoot straight up Broadway, all the way, straight as an arrow. Let's see if I can make it back before it gets too dark. I don't know. Hopefully things open up a little bit, but I'm at the edges right now of what this camera can do. It probably looks, to you, it probably looks good right now. But we're, I would say, minutes away from things degrading. Hits the maximum parameters of the camera specifications, and then just... the camera doesn't turn off or anything like that. It's just, the footage is not, I don't consider it usable. Let's put it that way. Now, they're working on cameras, and there's some out there that claim to have better low light capabilities. These are action cameras. They're little tiny little cameras. That's not a conventional camera you shoot pictures with. But they claim, some of them claim to have much better low light capabilities, the more modern technology. There's a lot of rumors that they're, working on some breakthrough, all the time you hear this stuff. Whether that's true or not, I have no idea. Is it really going to pan out? I don't know. Still on Broadway. Chelsea Parade to our left, NFA to our right. But, this is... the sunset, let's see, about 12 minutes ago. So we still have adequate light. It's, again, the sun is throwing light over the horizon until it, reaches a point where it just goes dead dark. But we're obviously not there yet. And there is a decent amount of traffic in front of me, and there's a light down right near Bacchus Hospital that could, add a significant amount of time. Take a chunk of time out of my schedule here, but I'm just going to carry it all the way through. I mean, I think I'm at the edge right now where things are starting to look, I'm guessing here, things are starting to look not great. Okay, this green light is important that I make this thing. And there's another light up there, very, very critical. Am I crazy enough to pass this guy? It's a very poor taste, or it's I don't recommend that maneuver that I just did back there. And that's probably the first time I ever did that particular hang on a second here. You know, that particular drive that I went around, that gentleman back there. I don't recommend it. I never do it. But I want to see if I can crank out some extra mileage here before this camera just goes into the mode where things look absolutely horrible. I try to avoid that. This light's not that long. I think I can make it. The sky above is blue. This is the blue hour. Beautiful. So to the right of me is going to be the Norwich Town Green, a very historic area. Directly in front of me is going to be the First Congregational Church of Norwich. Very historic building. And a functional church to this day. All right, West Town Street. Things are looking good as we crank up the speed a little bit. I mean, it's 39 degrees. I don't have to worry about, you know, ice or anything like that. I just have to worry about not enough light. Too much darkness, not enough light. Friendly's back there to my right. Established 1935. Excellent. As long as that sky is throwing off some light, which it is, and it's kind of cool. You get the backlit tree over there to the left. I might be able to pull this thing off. I mean, I'll upload the video. I'm not going to cut it off prematurely. Even if it's dead dark, I'll still upload the video. Going under this bridge, that pushes the limits. All right, this is the last. This is the last light. But it's dark right now. It's too dark to film. As we patiently sit on West Town Street, as we've done many, many times before, I do these drives, and I usually start around Plain Hill Road, or at least I have been. Unless I start in another town, maybe I can. I've done some in Groton. I've started Groton, Mystic, Stonington. Stonington Village, that was a pretty good drive. That's on my channel. That was fun. I went down there, drove all over Stonington Village on a perfectly beautiful weather day. Everything went right. That's one of them videos that I was thrilled. Everything went right. If you feel like watching it, and it was in the summer too. All right, so Plain Hill Road. This isn't Plain Hill. This is what, Huntington Avenue or whatever, but it morphs into Plain Hill. It's too dark for filming, but it's not the end of the world. Gotta watch it. I got a bus. Let me put my high beams on. It's not gonna make much of a difference. Alright, I started the video This time slightly up here. And I like to end it where I started. Let me see. I think it was right around here. This video is over.